Yo, what's poppin'? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So this is another Ask Mr. Locario video. This is when you send me your questions, and I'm gonna answer them. So I got a few questions here we're gonna go through, and let's just get to this, man. So this one says, Locario, why is it that men put so much effort for a woman, but still it's not good enough? I feel that every time I give my all, it ends up feeling like I did everything for her for nothing. Please, if you have any answers, I would gladly like to hear your advice. All right. So basically, what you got to understand is this, is that the reason why you're frustrated, the reason why you're, annoyed by this and all this other stuff is because you're doing shit for women. And I did a video about this. It's on my channel. It's titled Do Nothing for Women. You understand? And basically what I was saying in that video is that when you're out here in the game, right, you should only do things that you feel like doing and do things when you feel like it, right? And have the women basically go with your program. So what a lot of dudes do is that they end up doing stuff to try to get women, meaning they'll end up doing shit that they don't necessarily want to do. They'll go out their way to, make a girl feel, good or whatever. They're trying to do all this extra shit to get girls. But the thing is that you just need to do what you want to do and have women follow your program. So, for example, what you need to do is this. Let's say, for example, you're talking to a girl and, you get her number and you text her and you say, hey, let's go let's go out to get a drink or something like that, right? Now, she, goes out, you get the drink, everything is cool and all that other stuff. And then what you end up doing is, the next day or the day after, you're texting her, you're calling her, you're checking up on her, you're doing all this extra shit because you feel like, well, I should text her now so that, she doesn't think I forgot about her. I should, call her at this moment so that she knows that I'm thinking about her, or I should do this and I should do that. So you're doing all this stuff because you feel like you need to put in all this effort and, you have to, keep that momentum up and doing all this extra shit. But you don't necessarily want to do it. You're just doing it because you think this is what you're supposed to do to keep her interested. You understand? It's the same thing where a guy will be at a bar and he'll buy a drink for a woman because he feels like he's supposed to buy her the drink. Do you understand what I'm saying? But the thing that you got to understand is that when you're out here in the game, you have to figure out what you're trying to do, what you want, and then do those things, and then you're going to find women who gravitate to what you're doing. So let's say you're the type of guy who's like, listen, I just want to go out here and bang a couple chicks and all this other stuff, right? So all you do, you go out, you talk to as many women as you can or whatever. Get real flirty, get real sexual with them, and then the ones who want to fuck you are going to fuck you. You understand what I'm saying? You do that if you're trying to just fuck chicks. See, what a lot of dudes will do, they'll just want, you'll have another guy who's like, hey, I just want to bang a whole bunch of girls. And then what he's going to do is he's going to, talk to some chick and, make her feel all special. And he's going to take her out on a nice date. And then he's going to wine and dine her. And then he's going to try to fuck her. And she's going to be like, no, I'm not trying to do that. Or, I'm not trying to make this happen. And he's like, fuck, man, I did all this shit. I took her out to this dinner. I paid for all of that. Dude, that's your fault because you were doing things for her. You weren't doing things for you. You weren't doing the type of shit you wanted to do to get what you wanted. You understand? You were doing things that you thought she would have liked. You were doing things that you thought was going to impress her. You were doing things that you thought that you needed to do in order to get her pants off, right? But you didn't need to do all of that. Right? And the thing is that, you're frustrated and you're upset because that's what you put out all that energy for nothing. You understand? You were putting out all that energy for her, but you weren't doing things the way you wanted to do it in order to get what you want. You understand? So it's you have to understand that mind state of, listen, I'm going to do me, and I'm going to find chicks who want to do me because I'm doing me. You feel what I'm saying? It's really that simple. But the thing is that a lot of you guys out there, you're so caught up in thinking, what does the girl want? You understand? Forget what she wants. Think about, what do you want, right? And then you find women who want the things you want. Is really that simple. So it's a win-win. It's not like saying, oh, forget what she wants and now she's gonna have a awful time because you're just, doing your thing and you're ignoring her and whatever. No, you're doing your thing and you're attracting women who want the same things you want. Do you understand what I'm saying? Instead of you finding women who want all this other shit and then trying to give them that, and then in hopes they're going to give you what you want. You see, that's the thing. That's the thing that you guys are messing up on. All right, so next question. This one says, hey, Locario, I've been trying to get this girl in college. This hot girl is friends with this other girl that I'm really friends with. This hot girl doesn't know me, and when I pass by, she doesn't notice me because we don't go in the same class. How do I get with her? Oh my goodness. Guys, what's funny? It's like, I'm reading some of these questions and I'm like, this is so simple. You're asking, how do you get a girl that's in your college that you see all the time and she is friends with a girl you know? Come on, man. You got so many opportunities. She's in your college, so you see her in the hallway or whatever all the time. So you see her all the time. It's not like this is some chick you randomly saw, one time down the block somewhere, and you probably saw her like one other time, maybe 10 months later. No, you see this girl frequently, and this girl is supposedly cool with a girl and that you're cool with. So, dude, if you see her in the hallway, just walk up and approach and talk to her, right? And if you want to, start the conversation, be like, hey, what's good? I see you be hanging out with my friend so-and-so. How do you guys know each other? Yada, yada, yada. So listen, blah, you got so many ways to do that. If you see your friend who's that girl talking to that hot girl, you can go up to them while they're in the hallway talking. You say what's up to your friend. And you be like, hey, who's this? Introduce me. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Or, hey, my name is so-and-so. Whatever. You got so many different ways in this situation that you're in to use the situation to your advantage to actually go up and talk to the girl. See, a lot of times you guys got to realize that you have to look at the options you have to really make connections. Like, so for example, this guy, he's in college, he sees this girl all the time. You understand? There's so many indirect ways you can go and approach her and talk to her. It's ridiculous. Be like, hey, so what class are you taking? Hey, I see you in the hallway all the time. What's your major? Blah, 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 blah. You can talk about all that bullshit to get into a conversation, or you just directly go up and say, yo, what's good? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You look good, this and this and that. Let's make something happen. Here's my number. Give me your number. Just go straight direct with the shit. You understand? Or you got your friend, you understand, who knows her. So it's sort of like almost like a social circle thing. You feel me? Like, she already knows your friend. You go up to her, be like, hey, I see you be hanging out with so-and-so. Yeah, that's my homegirl. This and this and that. And you start that conversation. You have so many, options to, make stuff happen. And then you just talk to her and find out what the deal is. You understand? It's so simple, man. Let me try to get one more. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, so this one says, so I'm in a relationship. I feel like my lady doesn't take me seriously enough. How do I change that without completely changing the way I act towards her? All right, so you gotta, and guys, when you send me questions, you have to get just a little bit more detailed, because you're saying your girl doesn't take you seriously, but what do you mean? What do you mean she doesn't take you seriously? Like, what is she doing to show you that she doesn't take you seriously? What's going on? Is she being uncooperative? Is she, if you're telling her to do stuff, is she not, listening? Is she, does she not trust you? Like, what's going on? You understand? But what I could say, in general, when you're dealing with women and the way that they're going to actually take you seriously, and this goes, in general, is that you have to have a consistent vibe when you're dealing with women. You understand? So what that means is that a woman's going to take a man more seriously when she sees that he's consistent. You understand? And that consistency could, it could be anything. It could be in the way that you express yourself. It could be in the way that you actually do things. Meaning, let's say, for example, you the way you express yourself, like you're very honest, right? So she consistently sees that you're honest, you're straightforward, and then she can take you seriously when you're telling her stuff because she can believe you now because she knows that you've been honest and you're consistent with that, right? Let's say you're the type of guy who says, you say you're going to do something and you actually do it, and you just are consistent with that. You say you're going to do this, you do it. You say I'm going to make this happen, you make it happen, right? So she sees that you're consistent, that she can take you seriously, right? The reason why a lot of times women don't take certain men seriously is because certain dudes are inconsistent, and that inconsistency doesn't make her see you as a man. Do you understand? Because the thing is, you being a man, you have to be the type of guy who is a person of your word. You have to be that type of guy who's like that rock, that foundation. So when your girl is with you, she's looking at you and saying, okay, can I depend on this guy or can I not depend on this guy? And if you're consistent, she'll be able to depend on you. If you're not consistent, she's not going to be able to depend on you. Do you understand? So when you're inconsistent, she's not going to take you seriously. You understand? Because she's going to be like, well, he said he's going to do this, but he always says he's going to do this, and he sometimes does it, but then sometimes he doesn't. So you're not really consistent with what you say you're going to do. Or let's say, like I said, you express yourself a certain way. 1 minute it seems like you're this way, the next minute it seems like you're that way. If you're inconsistent, she's not going to take you seriously. So the thing is, you're saying, that this chick isn't taking you seriously. And what it could be is that you might be doing things that are showing her that you're inconsistent. Do you understand? So, that could be, one of the things that's making her not really take you seriously. And the thing is that, when you guys are dealing with women and you're first getting into relationships, right, you have to understand who you are and what you're about, because then when you know this, then you portray that within the relationship. So when she's first starting to fuck with you, she sees that, okay, you're this type of guy that does this, this, and this, and this, right? But then if you start out that way, you got to finish that way. So that means you can't be flip-flopping all over the place. Now, in certain situations, right, you might be, one way, and then you might flip it and do some different type of shit, at this point, right? And that's cool because, we all change, circumstances change and all that other stuff, right? But if that does happen, once you flip, you still have to be consistent with that flip. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's say, for example, you were like, oh, I'm going to, go to school and get my degree on this and this and this and that, right? So you go to school, but then you was like, okay, I've been in school, but I'm not even sure if I really want to keep going. You know what? I had this epiphany. I wanted to start my own business. So, you know what? I'm going to scrap the school thing and I'm going to start my own business, right? Now, if you do that, then when you're starting that business and you're working on that business, you have to be consistent with that business and make it follow through. You understand? So you flip from going to that school to going to school, and then you went to just, it was like, fuck that, I'm gonna start my own business. But the thing is, you can't go to school, then you start your own business, then 2 months later you're going back to school, then 5 months after that you're starting your own business, and then next you're trying to jump onto some other shit, then you're all over the place. You feel what I'm saying? So the thing is that, one of the things that make women take you more seriously is the more consistent you are with who you are and what you're about, that's going to be her taking you more seriously. Because you're saying that, you want her to take you more seriously. Let me get the exact words that you said. You're basically saying you wanted to take you more seriously, but you didn't want to necessarily change who you are, right? And the thing is that if what you're doing is being inconsistent, you probably going to have to change, not necessarily who you are, but you have to change, that inconsistency and start being more consistent. And that usually is what will, make the girl take you more seriously. You understand what I'm saying? So I hope I, answered that question, because I didn't get too much detail on what she's not taking you seriously about. And a lot of times, a woman not taking a guy seriously shows sort of, an uncooperative, like some, that uncooperative nature, or not necessarily even the uncooperative nature, but her being uncooperative to you because of whatever it is. You understand what I'm saying? And that, comes with a woman not taking you seriously as her being uncooperative. But again, that could be because you are not being consistent. You feel me? So that's pretty much it, man, for today. Guys, listen, if you guys have any questions, make sure you click the link below. And I'll holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.
Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below so you can send me a question and I'll do a video on it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which gives you 7 tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.